Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 21, Inequalities and Regions. Exercise 21a. Our main objectives are how can we draw or graph the inequalities involving one variable, shade the unwanted region, and shade the compound inequalities. I'm going to make two videos for this exercise. So my first video, it's about how can we draw the inequalities that are having one variable. Now what does it mean? For example, I will just write an example. For example, if I have y is less than 5, it's an inequality, but when I want to graph this inequality on the coordinate plane, that means that I have to draw a line on the graph paper at y is, first I have to draw a line y is equal to 5. I have to find where is this line on the graph paper, and then I will decide that according to this line which region do I have to choose, and remember, I will always shade the unwanted region. Now for example, let me make it, let's say 2. Okay, so I will make the inequality at y is less than 2. Here y is 1, here y is 2. That means a line is going to be drawn here at this point. How I will decide that what type of line? Remember, if whenever you have this symbol, like it will be only less than or greater than symbol, then you are going to draw a dotted line over there. But if it will be a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to case, in that case you will draw a solid line. Okay. Now right now how I will decide that this point is 2. I have to draw a line over here. It's going to be a dotted line because, as I told you, whenever it will be this less than or greater than case, it is going to be a dotted line here, right? Now how I will know that is it going to be a horizontal line or it's going to be a vertical line? Remember, whenever you will be dealing with single variable and it says, let's say y is less than 2, that means you have to draw a horizontal line for this, because y is equal to 2, it's a horizontal line. Okay, and whenever you have, for example, you have x is greater than or equal to 1, that means 1 is here, it's 1 here, and because first you have to draw a line that is x equals to 1. So x equals to 1 means it's going to be a vertical line here on 1. And how can I remember this? I can remember it. I will show you. There are two words to remember it. H-O-Y means hoy. Like you always have to draw a horizontal line for y, right? And you can keep another word in your mind. It's walks. Walks means that you have to draw a vertical line for x. Okay, vertical line of x, horizontal line of y. Clear? So remember, whenever we will be dealing with the inequalities, we have to shade a region. Now for example, which region will be shaded here? Y is less than 2. Y is less than 2 means I need all the numbers that are less than 2. So here this region that is here, it has all the values that are less than 2. But we do not have to shade the ones that are less than 2. We need these values. So we have to cross out, or you can say we have to shade the values that we do not need. We do not need the greater values than 2. We do not need 3. We do not need 4. We do not need 5. So we will shade them, and we will show that the blank, or you can say the not shaded area, this is the area or this is the region that we need, and this is the region that we do not need. Okay, let me explain you now. You have to keep these points in your mind. Decide whether to use a solid or a broken line, and also decide, do you need a horizontal line or do you need a vertical line? Decide which side to shade, and then shade the area that you do not need. This is very, very important, that which area or which region do we have to shade. We have to shade the area that we do not need. Quickly, let's review that whenever you have only these symbols, less than or greater than, there will be a dotted line. When you have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to cases, then there will be a solid line. Clear? Okay. So these were the points that you have to keep in your mind. And how will you know that which areas to shade or which regions have to be shaded? Whenever you will be having the greater than cases, then you will shade below the line, because you will need all the greater numbers, so you will shade below the line. Whenever it will be a case of less than or equal to, that means you need the less number, so you will shade above the line. When it will be a case in case of x is greater than 3 or x is greater than or equal to 3, I just wrote randomly any numbers. In the questions obviously there will be different numbers, so whenever we need the greater values of x, in that case, because the greater values of x, they always lie on the right side, so we will shade the left side. X is less than 5 or x is less than or equal to 5, we are going to shade the right side of the line. These things little bit complicated right now, but when you will start the questions, you will see that these are very easy, very you can say you can do it very fluently. It's not difficult. Let's start with the help of an example. Here it says graph the inequality x is less than or equal to -2. Now, what are the first thing that I have to decide by looking at this inequality? I have to decide that is it going to be a vertical line or is it going to be a horizontal line? After that, I have to decide, is it going to be a solid line or is it going to be a dotted or broken line? Clear? And then these two steps, they come after drawing the line, that where do I have to shade? Do I have to shade above, below, left, right? And which is the shade area that should not be shaded? Okay, as you can see here, I have 0 here, -1 here, -2 here. So it means this is x equals -2. And which line do I have to draw it over here? Because it's a case of x. If I think about the word walks, that means it's going to be a vertical line on x. Okay, so of x. So you will draw a vertical line over here. As you can see here, I have drawn it with a very dark line. It's not going to be a dotted line. It's going to be a solid line, because this is the case of less than or equal to. Now, x is less than or equal to -2. That means I need all the values that are less than -2. And what are the values that are less than -2? It's -3, -4. So I'm going to keep with them. I will keep them with me. I will keep it blank, and then I will shade all the area or all the region that I do not need. So as you can see here, I have shaded it with the blue color, right? So this is the area that I do not need. That's why I'm going to shade it. Clear? Let's start some questions from the exercise now. Hope you understand the idea. Here's another example, by the way. This is this is -2. So here again, it's isn't it the same example? X is this was the case of less than or equal to, and the same question I put it with the help of the less than sign only. That means that you have to draw a vertical line because it's x. You are going to be like this, walks, vertical line of x. Then it's going to be, because this is the symbol of less than only, so it's going to be a dotted line. After that, which area or which region should be shaded? So the right side is going to be shaded. Clear? Let's go to the questions from the book. This is the first question, question number 1 from the book. It says x is greater than or equal to 2. Now, where is 2? First find where is 2. X is 2. So x is 1 here, x is 2 here. That means this is the point where I have to draw a line. Which line? Vertical line. Solid or broken? Solid, right? So I have to draw a solid line over here, right? Now the solid line is ready. Now I have to decide where to shade. Now, which side will be shaded? I need all the values that are greater than 2. So where are the values that are greater than 2? 3 is greater, 4 is greater, 5 is greater. Do I need the smaller values? No, I don't need them. So this shows that this side of the line is going to be shaded. That means the left side is going to be shaded. Let me shade it for you. So here is the shaded area. Clear? Let's solve some more questions now. Now I want you to pause the video here and solve this question number 2 on your own, and then play the video to check your answer. So here is the line, it's going to be a solid line, and it's going to be at y equals 3. A solid line is going to be drawn here. Then after that, where do we have to shade? Because it says y is less than 3. That means we need all the values that are less than 3, and we do not need the values that are greater than 3. So it's going to be shaded above the line. Clear? So let's solve one more question. This is question number 3 from the book. It says x is greater than -1. Now decide, where do you have to draw the line? Is it going to be a vertical line, or it's going to be a horizontal line? Then after that, decide, is it going to be a dotted line, or is it going to be a shaded line? A solid line. And then decide, do you have to shade on the left, or do you have to shade on the right? So these are the main 3 questions that you have to ask your mind. Now better pause the video here, complete the question on your own, and then play the video to check your answer. So here is the answer. As you can see here, it's going to be a vertical line because it's about x. So walk says draw the vertical line for x, and then it's going to be a dotted line because it's a symbol only greater than. And then it's, where do we have to shade? We have to, or where do we have to cross out which area? The left area will be shaded, or you can say the left area will be crossed out. Why? Because we need all the values greater than -1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, we need all these values. So we will keep it blank, and the other area will be, or the other region will be shaded. That's all for this video. I will make another video for the compound inequalities of this exercise. Hope you understand it.